Preakness' favorite has been scratched. Muth. He's no longer in the Preakness. He was 8-5 morning line. Vegas futures had him at 7-5. International wagering 4-5. And he was my pick to win. I don't normally do follow-ups to my analysis videos, but I have to pick another horse to win now. And with him scratching, I only have 3 horses on my ticket, so I got to add a 4th horse. Now, I'm not going to remove my Preakness analysis video. That's going to stay up, and it's still applicable. You know, just skip to the part when you get to Muth. I'm still using Catching Freedom. Still using Mystic Dan. I think this race gets a little bit easier for Mystic Dan. And of course, I'm going to still use Cease the Gray. I'll be rooting for Cease the Gray. I think might be a little bit closer to the pace. Bob Baffert, well, he's won this race 8 times. With Muth scratching, thought he was going to get his 9th victory. Well, doesn't look like he's going to get his 9th victory. Maybe not so fast. Hold on a second. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to pick a new winner. I'm going to add another horse to use on my tickets. I'm going to take a look at the effect of Muth scratching. What effect it has on other horses in this race. Let's start with his buddy, the stablemate, the other Baffert, the 9 horse, Imagination. See, I thought Imagination would be your pace setter. Well, I thought maybe Muth would go up front and keep him some company. Yeah, look, they weren't going to get into a pace duel. That's not going to happen. Now with Muth scratching, oh, who's going to run with Imagination? Who's going to keep him some company? He may have the lead all to himself. Go out front, set the pace. The question is, can he get the distance? If they allow him to set a slow pace, he may not have a problem getting the distance at all. This could be a National Treasure Part 2. Remember when National Treasure won the Preakness last year? Went out, set the pace, pulled out the win in the stretch. Thing is with Imagination, well, can he handle an off track? As of right now, there's like an 80% chance of rain in the forecast for Saturday. But the question is it going to rain in the morning? Is it going to rain in the afternoon or the evening? Well, that remains to be seen, so keep an eye out on the sky. And also with Imagination, yeah, you're not getting 6-1 on this horse. Nope, not with Muth out of the race. I am going to use Imagination on my ticket, so I'm going to use him with Mystic Dan, Catching Freedom, and Seize the Gray. Speaking of the Kentucky Derby winner, how does Muth scratching affect the Kentucky Derby winner? Well, there's no rematch now. And at 5-2 on Mystic Dan, look, I don't make many guarantees, but I can guarantee you when the gates open, you're not getting 5-2 on Mystic Dan with Muth out the race. You think you might get maybe even money? Maybe. Now, the good thing for Mystic Dan, he has tactical speed, so he's not really pace dependent. So even with Muth scratching, I don't think that's going to hurt him so much. Maybe if he gets an off track, well, you know he likes an off track. Let's take a look at a horse that I think is pace dependent. It's Catching Freedom. And you know I like Catching Freedom. I always use him on my tickets. And even before Muth scratched in my Preakness analysis video, I kind of felt like this horse had to be much closer to the pace. He's not going to get away with being in last place. Even when Muth was in the race, you weren't going to get much of a pace. Without Muth, I just think this is a paceless race. They're going to have to keep him much closer. Then there's Seize the Great, horse that I will be rooting for. You know, might be a little bit closer to the pace. Now, he doesn't want to run with imagination, because I don't think he can run with imagination. But they might keep him closer to the pace in this one. As far as Just Steel, I still think this horse needs some rest. I could be completely wrong. He's proved me wrong before. I thought he needed rest in the Arkansas Derby. He finished second in that race. It's 32-1. Tuscan Gold. You see that 8-1 on Tuscan Gold? Yeah, with Muth out of the race, yeah, you can kiss that goodbye. You're not getting 8-1 on Tuscan Gold. He's going to be pretty close to the pace. He might be right behind Imagination. And you know Chad Brown does well in this race. 6 starters, he's got 2 winners and a second. But if they do get some rain, I mean, he's never raced over an off track. It's always been fast surfaces for this horse. But he is sired by Medaglia d'Oro. Some of these Medaglia d'Oro horses, they kind of like an off track. You're not getting 8-1 on him. Now, as far as Mugatu, I think Muth scratching doesn't really affect him much. And it just gives him less pace to run into. Then there's Uncle Heavy. He'll be closer to the pace, and he's got Irad on him. Gets an off track. Well, he's won on an off track before. He'll be less than 20-1. So without Muth, these are the horses that I'm using. Catching Freedom, Seize the Gray, Mystic Dan, and now I'm using Imagination. If they don't run with Imagination, he could steal this one on the lead. But if he gets a little bit of company, if you're getting off track, well, I think the Kentucky Derby winner can win this race. I'm going to pick Mystic Dan to win the Preakness. Once again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let me know who you're picking in this race now. Maybe your picks haven't changed at all. Hopefully no other horses scratch. Good luck.